Hey family, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring you another reading. Let me put the disclaimer on. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a timeless reading, so it could have already happened, could be happening now, could happen in the future. Um, you can also use this as a manifestation reading. All you need to do is claim this energy as your own. I get my information from God and from the Holy Spirit. I don't use any cards or anything. So of course, use your discernment on this. We all have both masculine and feminine energies in us. So I may say divine feminine and I might mean divine masculine or vice versa. So use those terms as they make sense in your situation. If you would like to work with me, my information is in the description below. Um, Astrology readings, twin flame stuff, and much more. All right, so let me go in. So, this is take two for this recording, actually. And the focus is for one thing, divine feminine, um, or it could be divine masculine. But you may be in a situation where you're having to be very forgiving and understanding of your divine masculine. Now, in a way, so as you're getting to know more about your divine masculine, you're understanding more about him and the way that he communicates. And I think that he's a gentleman more than you thought he was. He really is very sweet. And for you, it's tough because you like at times you get upset with him and you really want to lower the hammer on him because you would say he's getting on your nerves. But really he's trying to find his way to communicate with you. And I think it's hard for him because he's really not saying much about how he feels about you. And he's kind of surprised about how he feels about you anyway. And he's saying, okay, if I tell her, then she might think that something is wrong with me. She might think I'm crazy or something. However, you feel the same way and you are more verbal about it, expressing it to him, but it's hard for him to believe that you're really telling the truth because he thinks you're not. He's afraid that you're not. He hopes that you are. He's afraid that you're not. And so you're having to be very patient, very understanding with him. And there are times when maybe you're like, okay, I'm leaving. It's not worth it. I'm walking away. And he's like, but wait, in his way, saying, but wait, I'm just getting warmed up. And so for you, because of the experiences that you've had in the past, you're really more patient, more understanding, more open than you would have been in the past. And I think because of some experiences that you've had, a part of you, although it's funny, to say it this way, like a part of you also um, is a part of you kind of appreciates the style that your divine masculine has. Um, because you're like we have talked about it in the past, the glow up that, excuse me, look amazing, your style, everything, people stare, people think that you're beautiful, people think that your divine masculine is also beautiful, and the two of you together are a beautiful couple. And it's kind of scary for you to see how people respond to you anyway. Um, and so when you have someone who who's like not not all over you, not, you know, crawling on you, or, not all the time in your hair. Even though a lot of people would say they want more attention and this and that, you're like, nah, I'm okay with not having that much attention, because you know that you've had experiences with people that see you as very beautiful and they want to hurt you, or they want to touch you when you don't want to be touched, or they want to be near you or stare at you when you don't want that, when you just want to be left alone sometimes. So on the one hand, like you can you're saying, well, I want him to pay more attention, I want him to talk to me, I want him to call me more, I want him, let's go out, I want to go out more. On the one hand, you want that. On the other hand, you're like relieved, your nervous system is calm, because you feel like there it's a person that's not like a pervert, that's not like all over you, that's not touching you when you don't want to be touched, or they're not like being disrespectful towards you, or they're keeping their distance, or whatever it is. And because of their own experiences, how good they look, how intelligent they are, how attractive and magnetic they are as well, they understand your experience. And a part of them is also like relieved that even though you might compliment them, there are certain things you might do, whatever. I think they're also relieved that you're as cool, calm, and collected as you are too. That you're as chill as you are. That you're just doing your own thing. You work. Whatever it is that you do. You're successful in work, finances, and business. You're successful with friendships. You have your own life. You do whatever you do. Sometimes you travel, sometimes you go to events, this and that. You do all the stuff that you really want to do. And it's like a relief to them that you also have your own life, you're doing your own thing, and you're not crawling on top of them either. So you're not in their hair as much. But a part of them really wants you to be there. Part of you wants them to be there as well. But I think both of you are waking back up to really being able to appreciate each other being close. And if you've never been close before, I think it's the appreciation of a partner being close after you've had so much from so many other people, like I said, like staring at you, or whatever, like trying to get close to you, or trying to get in your energy, or trying to do something, like trying to touch you, trying to touch your hair, trying to touch your face, or trying to whatever it is that they're trying to do. And you're like, confirmation. You don't want people all over you if you can help it. Or if you want that, you want the person that you want near you. You don't want just anybody. You're selective, and they are too. And I think they're really getting to appreciate that they have a partner that's similar to them, like that, where they're like, nah, I don't want people all over me. Okay. And you're like the same, like, okay, no, I don't need you to be near me all the time. I don't need you to, because people have motives and stuff, and you don't know what their motives are. They have issues, you don't know what their issues are. They have stuff going on, they have intentions, you don't know what those are. And so a lot of it is sometimes you getting comfortable with getting closer and closer, and they feel like they're the same. Because maybe, like, I don't know, it's coming up, like maybe they had stalkers, maybe you had stalkers, maybe you had people that were trying to get in your energy, like I said, and you didn't want them. You're like, please back up, I need my space. And maybe they did the same, like maybe they had stalkers, maybe they had people that, they would break up, and they're like, okay, I just want you to leave me alone. And the person's like outside their door, or like in the car riding by, or they show up at their job, they pop up somewhere where they know they're going to be, because they usually are at this spot together, and they're like, okay, I don't know if I could come outside that much anymore. And they felt like, on the one hand, comfortable being home, on the other hand, feeling like it's a prison for them because they're trapped because they can't really go out because someone is following them or watching, monitoring, whatever it is. For whatever reason, that word monitoring came up. But it's like that where they're thinking, okay, they're getting used to their freedom again, where there's like no one in their life right now and they're feeling okay. And then you pop in and they're like, okay, they're interested. They want to be close to you now, and they haven't felt that for a while. They're okay with riding solo on one hand, but on the other hand, they're like they end up going someplace, and then they're sitting there thinking when they have the space and time, they're like, I really kind of want my partner next to me right now in a different way than they have felt in the past. So maybe maybe collective, maybe you're having to be more understanding, like I said, or patient, because the partner that you have is healing, you're healing as well. But in glowing up and looking better and feeling better, having more energy, um moving into a new phase of like the workout, or toning, or getting your body the way you want it to be, or whatever it is, you're just like, okay, I don't know. Well, you don't know what the end result is going to look like for them or for you, but like most people would tell you, well, you look amazing, you're in the best shape of your life, you look toned, you look, you're this, you're that, you look thin, you look thick, you look whatever it is, you look good, real good. Why are you changing anything? But both of you as artists, as some of you might be artists, um, as professionals, as people that are self-actualizers, or people that are perfectionists, or whatever it is, that the vision that you have in your head is not what you see right now. And so because of that, then you're wanting to make some changes to what you look like, to, like tone your muscles, or get more definition, or get, shredded, or whatever it is, or to gain weight, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You're trying to do something. And the people around you are saying, well, you look just fine. You don't have to change, and blah, blah, blah. But I think the message that the two of you are sending to each other is more like, I understand that you might want to glow up some more, but just know that you are whole. You are fine right now as you are. So I don't want you to feel any pressure from me to make any changes, because you look just fine. But I understand also that you could always improve. And so that's what both of you are doing. And the people around you are like, what they mean they trying to glow up more? What do they mean they're trying to do more? What do they mean they're trying to tone, or get more definition, or this or that? Because especially as an artist, it's like Michelangelo, I think it was Michelangelo with the Sistine Chapel, or whatever. It's like you have this vision in your head of the way that you want to look, and no one else can see it but you, and no one else is really even trying to go that far but you are. It's just like a work of art, like whatever it is that the artist saw on the Sistine Chapel ceiling, or another work of art. No one else saw that but them. And whatever it is that they ended up doing is nothing compared to the image in their head. And it's the same with you. Like whatever you do is like gonna pale in comparison to what your vision is in your head of what you really want to be. And so this is another part, I think, of the patience, just being patient, understanding, like your glow up, whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to be better than anyone else can ever imagine. And you need to understand that your vision is your own. And you need to also be patient with yourself and know that it's okay to continue to improve, to continue to achieve, continue to get better, and all this. And some people will say, some people, like maybe your divine counterpart is telling you this just so you could tell them, no, you don't need to get any better. You don't need to change. You look amazing. Because part of them also likes you to compliment them because there's no one else that could do this for them, whatever it is. When you compliment them, they feel a certain way, and no one else can do that for them. So when they say stuff to you like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to make this change, and you're like, why? You're perfect already. Anyway, why do you feel like that you need to change? Because part of them wants to hear you say that you love them, that they don't need to change, that whatever it is, but they want to draw it out of you, but they don't want you to know that they want you to say whatever it is that they want you to say. They would rather just do that. So, because they know that every time you're going to argue with them and say, well, why are you thinking about changing? Well, you look perfect just the way you are. Well, they just wanted you to tell them that they look good. But there's really not a lot of fun in just flat out saying, I want you to tell me that I look good. Not all the time. Now, sometimes I think they're going to get to the point where they just know you and you know them. And they'll just ask you sometimes. And maybe sometimes your counterparts already do this. Like they'll say, tell me I look good. Tell me this. Tell me that. And they're comfortable with telling you that or asking you to do that because they know you're not going to judge them. So, but they're used to figuring out a slick way to get what they want. Once they get to know you more, I think collective, they'll be like, oh, I could just ask her. I could just ask him. I could just tell them what I want and they'll do it and they won't judge me for it because your divine masculine or divine feminine, depending on what it is, they're very much affected by your opinion of them. And so they might do stuff like this to get your attention. I talked about this before, acting out to get your attention because they really want you to pay attention to them. And they really want you, period. They want you close to them. They want you near them. They haven't had this for a long time, like I said, because they might have had stalkers. They might have people that acted a little interesting around them because of the way that they look. And for you, what you're doing when you compliment them or you tell them they look great or you say you want to go out with them or whatever it is, it's for them kind of comforting in a different type of way, which they're not used to because they're used to someone, they make comments or something, they feel like that is cringe. But when you say it, they're like, that was tastefully done. And they want you to do it again. So part of it, like I said, is that they want you, period, but they want you to compliment them. They want you to touch them. They want you to hug them. They want you to hold them. They're kind of upset at themselves because it's like they set this rule or something and now they feel like they're going back on the rule and they're interested in getting involved in a relationship with you and they had set aside time, I think, and they had said no, they're they're going to wait a certain amount of time and God already released them from that rule, but they're insisting, like they're saying no, I set this rule. But I think a lot of people don't understand there's men's plans or women's plans and then there's God's plans. Trust God's plans. But yes, I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to come and talk with you some more about this. I did not expect the video to go that way, but I want to bring another video soon As always, happy, lightning fast manifesting. Keep watching, reading, listening to, looking at things that are going to lift you up. Be mindful of the people that you surround yourself with. Um, Remember to continue to be patient with each other, because sometimes it's hard to sometimes it's hard to really express yourself or say whatever it is that you want to say, and then you're afraid your feelings are going to get hurt, or you're going to hurt the other person, or whatever it is, and it's hard to really communicate with each other, and so on and so on. But if you continue to work at it, this divine union can really work with this partner, because they're really trying, they really love you, even if they don't want to admit it, and they're really working on becoming better. All right, y'all. Love y'all as always. And I'm going to talk to y'all soon. All right. Bye.